everybody! So today's book that we're going to read, the title is The Honeybee and the Robber. That is the title of this book. And just by looking at this picture, I wonder if you can guess who the author is. Maybe if I show you the back cover, you see a little bear there, or big bear. Well, I wonder if you know who drew these pictures and wrote the words. So, I'll let you know, the author is Eric Carle. We've read a lot of books by Eric Carle. We've read Brown Bear, To Draw a Star, The Quiet Cricket. So we've read a lot of different books by Eric Carle. And so we're going to read another one by Eric Carle because he's just a great author and a great illustrator. So this book today is called The Honeybee and the Robber. And remember, the front cover of my book right here we see has a bee on it. The back cover has a bear. And here's the spine of my book, just like the spine in your back helps you stand up straight. The spine of my book helps my book stand up straight. So this is a moving picture book. So I thought this would be pretty cool. One of the pages is broken. There might be more than one that's broken, but one of them is broken. But the rest of them aren't, so it's pretty cool. Well, you'll have to see. It's pretty awesome. Here is the title page. This is The Honeybee and the Robber, a moving picture book by Eric Carle. And I see a picture of a tree. And if you look real closely, I see some bees coming out of that tree. I also see the sun. So, must be, it's either going up or it's going down, right? You can't see the whole thing. It says, in a hive, inside an old hollow tree, lived a honeybee. With her lived many, many other bees. One warm morning, the air was filled with the sweet smell of flowers. The honeybee and her sisters flew out of the hive because honeybees, they drink what? They drink the same thing that hummingbirds drink that we talked about. Hummingbirds drink nectar from flowers, and so do honeybees. And honeybees also use the pollen and that nectar to make, they use the nectar to make honey. So here you can see our bee here. He's moving. He's got his little stinger. He's got his wings flapping. This is his little straw in his mouth that he uses to suck up the nectar. And then it says, the flowers opened, their petals welcomed the honeybee. Inside each flower was a tiny droplet of nectar. With her long tongue, the honeybee sipped up a little nectar. Let me see if this one works. Oh, it goes down. Here. There she is inside the flower. The honeybee flew from flower to flower, gathering nectar. When she had gathered enough, she started to fly back to her hive, because remember, they use the nectar to make honey. A hungry bird swooped down and tried to catch her, but the honeybee was much too quick. Uh-oh. It looks like a bird is going to try and eat her. Remember we talked about the bee eater, which is a type of bird. I wonder if this is a bee eater. It's coming to try to eat the bee. Then the honeybee was thirsty. She flew to a pond to drink some water. A hungry fish and a hungry frog both tried to catch her, but the honeybee was much too quick for them. So it sounds like everything wants to eat this poor honeybee. Everybody wants to eat the honeybee. There's the frog, and there's the fish. Oh, I'm gonna pull this one. Oh no! Looks like the fish is trying to eat him. And the frog's eyes are moving. But the honeybee was much too quick. Oh my goodness, look at this page. You can open it like this. Wow. Look at this one. What is that animal? I feel like you guys know. The butterfly fluttered by. Let's play, it said. And together the honeybee and the butterfly danced in the sky. I must go now, said the honeybee after a little while. The baby bees must be fed, and honey must be stored. So the hive in the old tree was a busy place. Bees were coming and going. At the entrance of the hive stood a guard bee. You'd better be careful, said the guard bee to the honeybee. They say there's a robber about. A robber is a thief, someone who steals things. I wonder who's going to steal, what the person is stealing. I wonder if this does something. Oh, I don't see anything happening. Oh, that's just for that page. I don't think this butterfly does anything. It's just big and beautiful. So there's the hive. You see those honeycombs? What shape are those honeycombs? Can we count the sides? Here, let's see if I can get on this side. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sides. What shape did we say has 6 sides? Remember? It's a hexagon. Hexagon. So honeycombs are hexagon shapes. Uh-oh. A bee just flew out at me. I think he's supposed to be in here. Oh my goodness. But the honeybee paid no attention to the guard bee, because the guard bee told her to be careful with the robber, remember? She crawled past the guard and into the hive. Inside were rows and rows of cells made of wax. Those are the honeycombs. Some were filled with honey, which the bees loved to eat. So the bees don't eat the nectar. It sounds like they gather the nectar, and then they create the honey out of that, and then they eat the honey. Where did you find all this nectar? The other bees asked. Watch me dancing and you'll see, replied the honeybee, and she danced around and around to show them. So that's something very interesting about honeybees, is they tell their friends where they can find all the good flowers to get the nectar by dancing. That's how they show their friends where to go. Isn't that funny? Isn't that cool? Then so this is her dancing. If it works. Oh, there she goes. She's dancing. Oh, can you see it? She's moving. Oh, she's moving all over the place. Oh, she's stuck. She's stuck. She's stuck. She can't move anymore. There. Then she saw the queen bee in another part of the hive. The queen was busy laying eggs, 1 egg in each cell. Each egg would hatch into a baby bee called a larva. Some of her other eggs had already hatched. One larva had just become a full-grown bee. The honeybee was watching the new bee as it crawled out of its cell. Suddenly she heard a terrible noise. Grrr! A robber! Cried the honeybee. Uh-oh, so the robber's coming. And here's the baby bee crawling out of his cell. He tried to crawl out of his cell a little early, huh? He fell right on top of me. So there he is, crawling out of his cell. So the babies are in the honeycombs too. The babies stay in the honeycombs, and then so they become eggs, and they're inside the honeycomb, and then they become larvae, and then those stay in the honeycomb, and then when they become bees, they grow into bees. They come right out of the honeycomb, just like this one. It was a bear trying to break in and steal the honey. Uh-oh, this bear is trying to take all of the bees' honey that they've worked so hard to make. Grrr, he growled as he scratched at the tree. The guard bee hadn't seen him, but the honeybee had. Uh-oh, what do you think the honeybee's gonna do? Look, he's getting his little tongue out there. You guys see it? The sun is in the way. He's trying to lick all that honey out of the hole. Then, so the honeybee saw him, but nobody else did. Out flew the little honeybee and stung the big bear right on the nose. Ouch! Yelled the bear. So here's the bear going cross-eyed because he just got stung by the bee. He's supposed to have his hand here. That's what's broken. So it's supposed to go like this, and he's supposed to move the bee off of his face. Oh no! Have you ever been stung by a bee? I have, a long time ago. It hurts. So I'm pretty sure the bear's probably in pain right now. And ouch! Ouch and ouch, howled the bear again as more bees rushed to sting the honey robber, and the bear ran away as fast as he could. The queen, the eggs, the larva, the bees, and the honey were safe again. In the hive inside the old hollow tree, all was quiet. It was time to rest. Tomorrow would be another busy day. So here's the bear. Does this one work? Oh, it's the bottom one. You gotta do this one. He's running away. Help! He's got all those bees trying to attack him. Poor bear. Bears like honey, but they can't have that honey, right? That is the honeybee's honey. The end. So, have you ever been stung by a bee? How did you feel when it happened? But it sounds like the honeybee only stung the bear because she was trying to protect her home and her family, right? So, some animals, they can hurt us, but it's usually because they're just trying to protect themselves. Do you know of any other animals that can protect themselves from people when they're trying to hurt them? Animals work really hard on their homes, and they want to protect their babies. So sometimes they can bite or scratch, but it's only because they want to protect whoever their family, right? And their home. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for reading with me. Bye.